My first thought was, oh man, I'm supposed to go on a mission trip in 3 months. Am I still gonna be able to go? I was worried. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Amanda, and this is a series all about mission trips and motherhood and my experience with both. Last year was a really fun year for me. There's a lot of cool things happening, and one of the cool things I got to do was go to a foreign country as a missionary videographer. Those trips are a little bit rare for me, so when I have a chance to use my talent that way, I get super excited. I started preparing for the trip like I would any other trip. Then we hit a bump, or rather a baby bump. I found out that I was pregnant about 3 months before I was going to go on this trip. My first thought was, oh man, I'm supposed to go on a mission trip in 3 months. Am I still gonna be able to go? I was worried. I've seen pregnant women travel, so I wasn't worried about that, but I've never seen a pregnant short-term missionary. My husband and I decided to pray about it. And after praying for a while about it, we decided that it was time to talk to my doctor and ask her if it was even safe for me to travel to a developing country while 3 months pregnant. I did get the okay to go on the trip from my doctor, as long as I took certain precautions. So we started preparing, and I think that we did a pretty good job keeping the precautions and guidelines in mind while I packed for the trip. So I headed on the trip. I felt confident in my preparation. When we landed in the country, I hit the ground running. I was in my element. I was filming, was hanging out with kids, I was doing mission work. It was the exact space I loved to be in. And everything was going great. We'd be at a school one day, and we'd be at an elder's house the next day, and then we would be at the hospital the day after that, and things were just moving super fast. But it was fun. It was exciting. I was having a great time, and I didn't feel pregnant. I felt like myself again. About halfway through the trip, I woke up one morning feeling incredibly sore. We had gone up into a remote village in a mountain, and the road was basically nothing but potholes to get up there. I was jostled around a lot, and I didn't think twice about it because I felt like my old self. It hurt to breathe, it hurt to walk, and I was genuinely scared that I had done something to hurt my baby. In the excitement and adrenaline of the trip, I think I kind of forgot that I was actually pregnant. So I asked my team to pray for me. I told them exactly what was going on and how I wanted to continue to participate in the trip, but I was scared. They did some talking, and because they're medical professionals, they made the decision that I needed to take a rest day. I didn't want to hear that. I wanted to soak up every moment that I was there. I wanted to film everything because I think deep down inside, I didn't know when I would go on my next mission trip, or even if there was gonna be any more mission trips. Honestly, in that moment, I was upset with how things were turning out. And I remember being so frustrated with God in that moment, saying, God, why would you allow this to happen? I did rest, and that allowed me to be a little bit more of a participant in the rest of the trip. That day kind of lingered in the back of my head. In the moment, I kind of chalked it up to like God telling me I needed to slow down so I can participate. But I didn't really understand why was my body unable to move the way that it used to when just a few months ago it could do that. I was physically prepared for that trip, but I never mentally prepared for that trip and for the way that that trip was supposed to be different. I don't think I had fully accepted at that moment that I was pregnant and that every trip I went on from there on out was going to be different. But God really was able to show me that just because it's different doesn't mean it's bad or impossible. My trip as a pregnant woman was different, and it could have been impossible if I didn't prepare the way that I did. And that's how my trips are gonna look moving forward, that I'm never going to have what I used to have, but that's not a bad thing. I know that I get really scared of change, and I know that I'm not alone in that. I often hear people say, oh, that's just not the season of life that I'm in, when I mention mission trips to them. And I dare to say that you are in the season where you can go on a mission trip. It just might look different than how you anticipated it to look. A trip as a parent is going to look very different than a trip of a high schooler or a college student. That's okay. Those experiences are meant to be different for different reasons. And I want to encourage anyone who's thinking about going on a mission trip that regardless of your life circumstance, that if God wants you to go, He's gonna make a way. He will provide the right people to watch your children if you have them. He'll provide the time off of work if you need it. He'll provide the funds if you lack them. He will do it all as long as you're obedient to Him and you go. And sometimes the expectations we place on these trips will be broken, the way that mine was when I went as a pregnant woman down to a foreign country. And none of that is bad, and it's actually really cool that you get to have unique experiences every time you go on the trips. You will never become stagnant or stale. Don't hide behind the excuses of it's not the right timing. It might not be, and God might still say no, but it might be, and you won't know until you take the first steps. So take the first steps towards going on a mission trip and seeking what God needs from you. If He does say it's time to go, He'll provide everything you need in order to go on these trips. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, definitely give me a like because it allows me to know that you like this content and you want to see more of it. If you would like, go ahead and also comment below any cool mission trip stories that you have. I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much. Bye. Hey everyone, my name is, nope, babe, I was on a roll. Who says shucks?
Sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I was on a roll though.